What up, fam? So I haven't made a video in a while. I actually came up to Utah to my brother's house, and it's my niece's party, so we're gonna do some birthday party tomorrow. But while we're at it, doing clutch on my brother's Evo, doing an exedy twin disc. I forgot all my camera equipment back at home, so I'm just gonna use my cell phone. I mean, I've never done a video with my phone before, but let's see how it turns out. So here we are. Got my brother right here. He's taking apart some stuff, getting ready to, we already got the axles, just taking off all the small little things that we need done. Got a heater going because it's snowing outside. Yeah, I mean, I did my clutch about 2-3 weeks ago or something like that, and I didn't make a video about it, and I figured I'd make a video doing it on my brother's car, kind of a process of what to do and what to go through. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, obviously jack the car up, make sure you use jack stands, car's in the air. Take off both wheels, crack the axle nut loose, pull the axle out, move the caliper. You can do it either way, moving it or not moving it, but it has to look somewhat like this. You can take out the strut if you want to, but the axle is ready to come out. Haven't pulled it yet, just for the fact that there's still fluid in the tranny. We're just getting everything prepared so when we're ready to pull the axles and drain the fluid. It's gonna be like this on both sides. So again, it's gonna be axle nut, because the axle is gonna be in the spindle, axle nut, the caliper, got the rotor sitting back here. Don't let it dangle because it can rip and break your factory brake lines. And yeah, kind of, just let it do its thing. Got to be like that on both sides. All right, so then now underneath the car, you're going to take off, there's a cross member that comes here. Take off that cross member, 117mm bolt right there. Then right here, this is where the front motor mount goes. So it's 14mm here. And then these two these two, whatever the heck they're called, 17 mils here. And then you'll see right there it comes off, and then you got all this extra room. There's two 14mm bolts for your downpipe. Take those off, go in the back, got two more right back there, plus the one hanger. Downpipe will come off. Once that's off, then move on to the starter and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that stuff done, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so then now underneath the car, you're gonna take off, there's a cross member that comes here. Take off that cross member, 117mm bolt right there. Then right here, this is where the front motor mount goes, so it's 14mm here. And then these two these two, whatever the heck they're called, 17 mils here. And then you'll see right there it comes off, and then you got all this extra room. There's two 14mm bolts for your downpipe. Take those off, go in the back, got two more right back there, plus the one hanger. Downpipe will come off. Once that's off, then move on to the starter and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that stuff done, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so we're back down here. Got that exit off, getting off this one. Transfer case is already drained, transmission already drained. Best thing to do is, these are 17mm, pop this off, and it'll help drain this guy right here for the transmission, and this guy here. My jack is cut. This guy right here, they're both 24mm. Crack those loose and fluid, get the fluid out of there. Get the fluid out of the tranny. Got the downpipe off already. You can see it's sitting over there. Got the starters off. So now we got all this extra room in this general area. Gonna take off this axle real quick, and then I will show you guys a way to get off. There's these shafts. There's two shafts. There's one there and there's one on the other side. And you can see it's threaded. I don't know if you can see that, but it is threaded, and I'll show you how to get those out. And then, yeah, we'll continue and show you guys the rest of the process. All right, guys, so go and push it in a little bit. Now you can see that pink spot right there. Let's see, okay, that pink spot right in the center, it's threaded in there. So what you want to do is you need to get a slide hammer like this. You get a slide hammer. I had this one modified. I got this for like 40 bucks at O'Reilly's. Or no, yeah, O'Reilly's. They were gonna rent it to me, but I said, fuck it, I'm not taking it back. So I cut off the top piece because this thread is a lot longer, but I cut it off and I just had my buddy weld on this. It's a M8 by 1.25 thread pitch. So anyways, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick it in here. It's starting to spin. Let's see if I can get it in there enough. And then what you do is, okay, pull it back. You want to grab this slide hammer. It's you know, there's weight to it, the slide hammer. So basically, once it's threaded into that actual shaft that's in there, you can see it right there. Once it's threaded into that, you're gonna just hit this a couple times, and that shaft will come right out. Look at that. Comes right out. There might be a little bit of fucking fluid coming out, but that's okay. Man, there she is. So that's how you get it out. That's one shaft. The other shaft is a lot smaller, so you won't get the two mixed up. For the fact that this one here is the longer one. The shorter one goes in the passenger side. The longer one goes in the driver's side. So, but I mean, really easy. Like I said, you pick one up, have it modified real quick. That's how you get it out. And yeah, that's literally the only tool, or that's the only thing that you have to use that tool for, just to get these guys out. I don't know if you have, I've never had to use them for anything else. So, but yeah, so that's how you do it. We're gonna go and get the other one out, and then we'll come back and show you guys the rest. All right, so to get these three off, it's very, very easy. Those three transfer case bolts. Now to get these top ones out, let me see if I can get up in there. It's a little dirty, but you can see them right there. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyways, so yeah, so they're back there. This is what I use, something like this long contraction with a 1/2 inch impact, and just reach back there, get them on, and then crack them loose, and then you can slide off the transfer case. Now when sliding off the transfer case, there's a little O-ring that seats from the transfer case to the transmission. Make sure that doesn't fall off, and make sure you don't lose it, because you need that. And yeah, so we're gonna go and get that off, and we'll be right back. All right, so now that the top bolts are off, all the bolts are gonna be this big. There's gonna be the 3 down here are gonna be this size. There's 2 on top. So there's a total of 6 bolts. In this case, one of them fell out. Don't ask. We got extras though. We're gonna secure everything, put everything back, make sure that it's all back together. But anyways, this is the long one. It goes up top. 3 of them go on the bottom, and then after that, and then 2 short ones that go on the bottom. And once it's done, you can already see I kind of started prying it off a little bit. It doesn't come all the way off because the subframe here. So basically, you just get a big screwdriver, kind of just do that number, and just kind of wiggle it out. And you'll see. And it's starting to pop off, but you'll see right, can't really see, but it's like up there, right in the tip of my finger, there's a little O-ring. Make sure that doesn't fall off. I'll show you more in on a second. So as you see, it's off. Where's the little seal at? Can't see it, but anyways, it's off. You can see it's completely off, and you just slide it over like so. Make sure it's out of the way. Now, when taking the transmission off, there's 5 bolts. There's that guy right there. Can you see that guy? Let's see if I can point to it. Right there. Where are the shadows at? That guy's a little bitch. It's 14 millimeter. Then there's 3 more 14 millimeters on top. Secure the engine so it doesn't fall anywhere or anything. And then you can come here, last and least. I'll show you how to what this little guy right here is for. And yeah, then we'll get the trans off. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that real quick. All right, so we're here ready to get the trans out. The T-case is already off. You can see the T-case back there. Let me see, there it is. Now you see that green O-ring right there on the top of the T-case? Yeah, don't lose that. Make sure it stays there. And then there's another O-ring right there where the axle is. You can see that, the big O-ring. Make sure that doesn't rip or tear. Just move that to the side and you'll be good to go. Again, there's 1 bolt that's right down here. There's another bolt here, another bolt here. There's 1 down, and then 1 down here. And then there's another one that's back there. It's hidden by the transfer case. So you got to take the transfer case off first before you can do that. Once you get all those done and loose, and then it comes to the throwout bearing. Now, I already got the throwout bearing loose. The way it works is, I'm kind of trying to show you real quick. Okay, so basically, say this is the throwout bearing here, and this is the clutch. Well, they're locked into each other. So what you do is you get a screwdriver, You're gonna stick it in between the pressure plate, or the throat bearing and the pressure plate. And when you stick it in there like this, have somebody else come over here. Here's the clutch fork, and move the clutch fork forward towards the outside, basically towards the driver wheel. And when doing that, you're pressing the spring that's inside. I'll show you again once you get the tranny off. Once you do that, you take the screwdriver and you twist, just like that. It's kind of a ghetto way of showing it, but you put it in like so, and you twist like that. When you do that, it pops it out. It pops the spring out, and then now we got a completely loose throat bearing off the clutch. We're gonna use this little brace. It's not working the best. I mean, so my brother went to go get another jack so we can just jack up the motor, have some more, better way to hold it, I guess you can say. And then take off this mount. Tranny's ready to come off, and we're gonna inspect it, take everything off, get the new clutch on there, throw the tranny on there, and get this thing back together. And then have this thing ready to be driven probably tomorrow, because all the stores are closed. We need to go get gear fluid, which we didn't get today. So we're gonna go ahead and get this done, and yeah, we'll come back to it. So stay tuned. All right, so trans is out, and I took off the pressure plate, took off the clutch. Just a 6-puck trash piece of garbage. This clutch has maybe 10,000 miles on it, and it's like there's like grooves. It's bad. No launches on this car. This car is daily driven. It's just, don't buy anything from Napa. Now, when I say that, this wasn't my brother's choice. Long story short, there was a guy that was an old friend. He said that he was going to help my brother out. But some shit went down, and he ended up fucking my brother over and bought him this piece of shit clutch when it was supposed to be a brand new ACT. But we got the receipts and all that shit, and it's a Napa. It's like a $300 clutch from Napa. They're stage 3. The only cool thing about it is it does come with a lightweight flywheel. But the flywheel's even trash. I mean, you can see it. It's all grinded up. Like I said, it was never launched. 10,000 miles, daily driver, but that mother sucker right there just rounded off. All the other ones came off, but that one rounded off. So now we're going to be stuck for the night. We're going to get that guy off eventually, and we're talking to some people right now to get some new flywheel bolts in. Once we get those things in, then we'll go ahead and get the there it is right there. We're going to get those ready. Get the twin disc in, and fucking call it a day. Bleed the clutch, adjust it if we have to, and yeah, then he'll start driving this thing again, put some miles on it. So here's just step 1, but I'll continue this later once we figure out what we're doing. So stay tuned.